Alright, welcome everyone to the live stream. I'm gonna wait a few more minutes here, around 5 to 7 minutes, as as a people who subscribed to the channel, getting the notifications that I'm officially live. So make sure you guys subscribe so that you guys can get your email notifications and through the YouTube app if you guys are on your phone. But first and foremost though, I wholeheartedly thank you all from the bottom of my heart for subscribing. I try to give as much value as possible. It's really, I really do put in a lot of work every single day to make sure that I am providing the utmost valuable information as possible for everyone, and including these lives where I go over your personal tickers that you guys are watching, and I do my own personal technical analysis so that you guys can have and curate trading game plans that you guys might want to use for the next trading day. So I really appreciate you guys for joining, and I really think that these lives wouldn't be possible if you guys didn't join. So thank you everyone for joining. I really appreciate it. Thank you all. Okay. So we will be waiting for another couple of minutes here. Welcome everyone, welcome. I'm currently waiting. Hello, welcome. Glad to see you here. Do nothing. Okay. I know usually more people start joining near the end, or not the end, but later in the time, since I do know everyone tends to join when they're done with their daily activities, their evening routines, and etc. So I completely understand, which is also the reason why I've moved the time to 7:30 Pacific Standard Time and 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys are still think that those times are still too early, just let me know. I can always change it to 8 and 11 Pacific Standard and Eastern time zone. So I hope the music's not too loud as well. You guys should be able to hear me still. If not, just tell me. We'll be starting in about 2 minutes here. About 2 minutes. As everyone's getting their email notifications and, well, all the notifications. YouTube, Instagram, the Discord members, everyone. Okay, I think I'm going to lower the music here. Okay. Welcome everyone, welcome. We're waiting for 2 minutes here, or less than 2 minutes. All right. I think that's good now for the music. All right, we've got 1 more minute left. About 37 seconds. I hope everyone's night has been very, very good. All right. Okay. It is time. It is 7:37. I've waited 7 minutes. People should have gotten their notifications either through YouTube or through their emails. But wherever else, they should be getting their notifications now. But yes, let's start. Let's start. Okay. So we have. Well, actually, let's go over the market first. So if you guys didn't see, or if you guys have seen my Instagram posts, and you guys are wondering, what I'm saying here, let's do a little bit of a summary here on what I was describing based off of what I said on my Instagram stories. So with Spire, what I was looking at here is that, first of all, bigger picture here, 15-minute time frame. We're looking at a symmetrical triangle, okay, a wedge. Symmetric triangle, a wedge, they're both synonymous names, right? If you guys get confused on which one is the correct one, there's no correct one because they're both correct. So you can call this a wedge or symmetrical triangle, it's all up to you, okay? But the one thing that you guys have to know about this specific chart pattern is that you can expect a break to the upside or to the downside. It wouldn't matter because this chart pattern allows a break to the upside and to the downside. So that's one of the reasons why I love this chart pattern, and it's probably one of the most common chart patterns that you'll probably see. And that also makes trading hard, right? Because you don't know, whether or not you're going to see a breakout to the upside or to the downside. After the fact, right? It's always hindsight 2020. Okay, so that's the reason why I always teach my students, especially in the 4 weeks program and the one-on-one mentorship, how to get an early entry trades correctly, and how to play breakouts correctly as well, whether it be to the upside or to the downside. Right. So now, with this symmetrical triangle or wedge, we're looking at a close around 469, right? And so with this close a little bit below 469, this tells me, right, and with this big burst in volume, that there's a lot of buyers and sellers who came in at the very last second here, last few minutes of this 15-minute time frame, and they're trying to either hold or break below 469. So this tells me, especially the action that we saw throughout the day today, so starting from here to all day here, we're just chopping around 469, and eventually tomorrow, or however long it's going to take, we're going to either break to the downside of below 469 and reject from 469, or break above 469 and head towards 470 one more time. Okay. Hey Kevin, welcome. Nice to see you here. Can I do Apple? Of course. I'll that's the first ticker that we have for tonight. So thank you very much. But let's finish this market summary here first. So with SPY, after the action that I saw today, seems like both buyers and sellers essentially are waiting for a decisive move, either to the upside or to the downside. I personally want to see a movement to the downside because there is least resistance to move lower than trying to go upwards. All right, and also there's a lot less risk for a downside move than to the upside. All right. It's most likely based on what I'm seeing right now. Currently, we're a bit overextended. As you guys already know, we've been moving up higher and higher and higher for the past 3 weeks now, almost a month here. So we do need this movement downward. And my first profit target will be, if I was short on SPY, I would say 467 and then around 465.50. Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome. Glad to see everyone joining. Lovely to see that. Awesome. Okay, so that's kind of it for SPY. But for all the people joining right now who didn't get to see this short kind of a market summary based on today's action on SPY, please watch the live, all right, when I post. Well, it's going to be posted automatically after I end the stream here, but make sure you guys watch it. We're at a critical point here where we can either really break out above this ascending level of resistance, or we can reject it like we saw today and on Friday last week and have a nice downward move here. All right. I personally want a downward move, but obviously I'm not going to, say, oh, I'm 100% sure that we're gonna go down. Right? I'm not gonna know 100% sure where the market's going. No one does. Okay. At the very least, you can see which is the greater possibility and probability, right? And for me, I see that the greater probability here for me personally, in my eyes, is a movement to the downside. Okay. So make sure you guys are hedging your longs. You guys can hedge by taking SPY puts, or at the very least, if you guys don't want to hedge, if you guys think hedging is BS, you guys can just take some profits into your long-term trades or any other trades that you guys may have, and make sure that you guys are really, hey Joe, welcome, that you guys are really managing your current positions that you guys have. Okay, I really stress that for every trader out there. Okay. All right. So Kevin, let's take a look at your first ticker here. Okay. So Apple looks great, right? It's been benefiting off of the SPY run and overall tech run. I'm still very surprised. Hey, Brian, welcome. Glad to see you here again. So, man, I think this is the highest amount of viewers that I've had on the YouTube live stream. So thank you all very much. I've said this before anyone was on the live stream, but if you guys go to the playback, I really appreciate you guys 100%, 1000% for joining these lives, because I wouldn't be able to do these lives. Like, really, frankly, I wouldn't be able to do these lives if you guys haven't, or if you guys don't submit the tickers that you guys want me to look over, right? And so I really wouldn't have any content to go over with you guys on this live stream. So I really, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you guys so much. I know it's taking the time out of your evening and daily routines to join these lives, but you know what? I really think I just find it really appreciative that you guys just made that action to join a simple live. Okay, so I really appreciate it, guys. So thank you very much. Morris, glad you joined me tonight. Thank you so much. So Morris is one of those guys, is one of my guys here that's has been really supportive. Yeah, he's been catching my plays here and there, especially on the lives, and he's been really doing good. And I've always enjoyed seeing his progress. So okay, let's get back on track here. All right, so Apple, I think Apple here, this, first of all, great uptrend. Second of all, I think the price is acting a little bit weird here, for the fact that both Amazon and Apple have been, they've had devastating earnings, right? Wall Street did not like the earnings, but the price is saying otherwise. So here's the thing with Apple, right? And with any other tickers that you guys see, even if earnings are bad, right? And then you're kind of scratching your head the very next day when the price reacts positively to the negative news, right? You just want to see and follow the price, right? So the market is telling you that, okay, even with this bad news, we still want to go higher, right? And that's what we've been seeing both for Amazon and Apple. So I'm not gonna fight that, okay? We're on a great trend. We're above the 10 SMA here, my 10 SMA. This is the red line for the people who are new here. This is my 10 SMA. I use simple moving averages rather than exponential moving averages or EMAs. Well, I don't really have multiple reasons. The only simple reasons why I use SMAs is that I'm a swing trader. I don't need the fast moving EMAs or fast, I guess you would say, fast forming EMAs. So that's the main reasons why. So if you guys have a question why, that's my simple answer to that question of why I use SMAs. I'm a swing trader. Okay. Hey Sean, glad to see you here. Okay, I'll do OXY and U after. And I believe I did U a long time ago. It's one of my favorite uranium names. And I'm actually kind of bummed out that I missed the run on U because I was looking at it when it was very, very cheap. Welcome everyone, welcome. Oh my, we're popping off tonight. Wow, glad to see everyone in here. Okay, so for Apple, Kevin, I would say the support is around 149.50 and then resistance around 152. But I would say again, like I already said, Apple is closely follows SPY, so I wouldn't be surprised if we lose the 10 SMA tomorrow, and we start heading back towards this consolidation area that we formed around 147.70ish to around 149.50ish. And I wouldn't actually want that to happen tomorrow, especially if SPY moves lower, because that's going to allow us to retest the 21 SMA that has just crossed above the 50 SMA. So I'm not saying that Apple's going to crash. Overall, great bullish run that we've had so far, and a great reversal since the lows of October. And the SMAs are also telling me that we are on a great bullish run here because, well, like I said, the 21 SMA has crossed the daily 50 SMA, and we're both above we're above both the 50 and the 10 SMAs here, right? And so this tells me that the momentum, short term and long term, are both to the upside, right? So I'm not gonna doubt this price action, even if we had negative catalysts and negative earnings. But overall, I would say Apple, great long-term trade if you can go over 152, okay, and then a good short trade below 149.50ish, okay. Yeah, I don't, we just have to see if Apple wants to break this uptrend line. But I would say that overall, I mean, we ended up still bullish. We're still above the 10 SMA, even if I would like to see a little bit of a close above 151 at the very least to stay bullish. But overall, Apple bullish chart pattern. But SPY, remember SPY, we're at a pivotal point where we can actually go lower, and the risks are less going lower than to the upside, right? So keep in mind, watch SPY and Apple, okay? Juxtapose both of those charts together and watch them together. Okay. So Joel, CLF. All right. So I know you got in this name, and I know you're red because you got in late today. But that's fine. That's fine. I was also deciding to get into CLF today, but I did not. All right. And I'm glad that I didn't because, the reason why I didn't want to get in CLF is that I was looking at other steel and infrastructure names like NUE, X, right, STLD, and they all have consolidation candlesticks where we're kind of pricing in the overnight gap up that we had since that infrastructure bill was passed. I believe that was passed on Saturday or Saturday, I think. I don't remember, but whatever the specific date is, all these steel names, these infrastructure names that will most likely benefit from this deal, have opened up with a huge gap up, and now they were consolidating and they actually moved lower. And so CLF is one of those names that were pumping up rather than moving lower and filling in the gap, right? And so I was like, okay, This is literally the only name that's going up compared to all the other steel names that I'm looking at, all the major steel names I'm looking at, right? STLD, X, NUE, and so that kind of told me to, okay, let's wait here, right? Let's wait and see a few more days after this news has been completely priced in, because tomorrow we can move downward and actually start filling in the gap, or we can just start moving sideways, or we can also start moving back upwards again, right? And so with so many uncertainties, I'm going to wait for CLF here, okay, Joel? But like I said, you're already in the trade, completely fine. If we start undercutting the lows of today, right? So if I'm going to be talking about as if I'm already in tomorrow, right? So if we start cutting the previous low of the day, which will be today's low of the day, which is 23.28, and we start going lower and break $23, that's gonna be bad. Okay, that's when you should actually get out, because you can actually get a better entry in the near-term future if we start heading lower. Okay, and that's the reason why we have stops, because it helps us, not lose a lot of money, and at the very same time, we can also get better entries with minimal losses. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. So CLF, $23 has to hold. A break above 24 is very, very bullish. I would like to see this entire week if we can get over the first high of the week that we made. So if you look at the weekly time frame, right, the high of the week today was 24.22, and if we're able to constantly break the high of the week every single trading day for this week, we should be able to get back above 25. Okay, so all infrastructure names, steel names especially, are very, very bullish in my view here. So yeah, CLF, great name to look at. Okay, Sean, let's look at Oxy. So everyone who's joining right now, please put in the tickers that you guys are looking at and what that you guys also want me to look at, so that I can do your technical analysis. And so, people have asked me, why do you do this, right? Why do you do a technical analysis for them, right? Well, because I want you guys to learn, right? I want you guys to learn within the short amount of time that I have for you all. And it's just fun. It's fun to see what stocks that you guys are looking at. And also it's great to see that you guys are actively participating and really being active in trying to better yourselves in trading. So pat yourself on your back for even joining this live, because you guys are taking action. I love that. I love that. So Oxy, right? Oxy is one of those oil names that have been really benefiting from this oil run. You guys should know, right? Energy prices have been rocketing due to lower supply issues, supply chain issues, and every single economic bottleneck that you guys can think of, right? And gas prices have been shooting up, right? I mean, oil prices and oil barrel prices have been shooting up. Even Russia's President Putin, I guess you guys already know. If you guys didn't know, Russia controls a lot of the oil supply as well. He expects oil to hit $100 per barrel, right? That's huge. So, these names have been riding up on that hype of a potential, well, not potential, but literally we're seeing this increase in price. So, it's kind of crazy that these oil prices continue to go up higher. But I am actually going to anticipate oil prices and gas prices to go higher into Christmas. So if any Californians are in here, you guys already know the crazy gas prices that we've been having. It's now $5 per gallon, which is absolutely crazy. So good luck with that, guys. Good luck with those gas prices. Okay, so Oxy. I don't think there's much to see here, Sean, except for the fact that we're consolidating at the top here. The fact that we're now seeing the 10 and 21 SMAs fully caught up, and the 10 and 21 are kind of, they're kind of sticking themselves into the candlesticks, is telling me that the candlesticks are wanting to consolidate. The price especially wants to consolidate, and I would say, if I were to day trade this, let's go on the 2 hour time frame here. We do have, okay, so I would say we do have a flag forming here. It's not a really perfect flag, but we do have the trend lines here. I mean, I would say not touch this name actually. Yeah, don't touch this name. I mean, it's either we break out of 35 and then we have to also break out of this ascending resistance trend line that we now are forming, which will be maybe around 36. So I mean, if you want tiny gains like that, that's fine. But I wouldn't trade this. You know, if you're risking $1 to get a reward of $1, that's not my cup of tea, right? So if I got in at 35, my stop loss is around 34, and then my target is at 36, I don't want to do that. That's not good risk to reward and not good risk management there. So I would say avoid this name for now, Oxy. Continue to watch it though. Continue to watch it because oil names, as I already said, right? They're on demand. There's more buyers than sellers. There's a lot of money coming in than money going out of these names. So Oxy is a good name to watch. And also, to add that to your watch list, EOG is also a good name to watch out for, okay? For another oil name. All right, so Oxy and EOG. Oh, actually, is EOG a oil name? Yeah, okay, it is. I doubted myself there for a second. Gotta double check. So Oxy and EOG, all right? Okay, so we have, wow. Okay, so I'm even getting even more regret that I didn't get into this name, cause guess what? Guess what, guys? I was looking at quadruple U's here, down here, when it was making a huge base below $2. So wow, so now this is at $10 now. Incredible. So I'm pretty sure this is you know, all these commodity names like uranium, lithium, other names like oil and etc. They're all really just benefiting from all these shortages. So you obviously a beneficiary to this shortage. But price action wise, I would say wait also as well, Sean. So both Oxy and quadruple U here, they're both names that you need to be watching out for the next few weeks, I would say. Especially as we start to hopefully flag out here, which I'm basically gonna highly probably see in the next few weeks a type of a flag to form here, a bullish flag, whether it be a bullish flag or pennant, etc. But nothing to see here for now. Just wait until we start consolidating as the 10 and 21 SMAs are catching up here. yeah, Brian, no FOMO. Truly, amen to that. I still have no FOMO, but hey, everyone gets regrets. But yeah, this is a really good name. I mean, man, after a huge like month, well, almost a whole year here of consolidation, we broke out, and now we're in the double digits. So this is really good. So this is one of these names that you guys should be watching out for because there's more volatility, more volume, and there's also in the spotlight as everything is in shortage, right? Less supply, more demand, right? And that means higher prices for whatever product or mineral or really whatever there might be that they're producing or mining. Okay, so yeah, Sean, that's basically it. I mean, Oxy, you, both great names to be watching out for in near-term future. Beyond. This is a name that I've been not wanting to trade ever again. Back when it was a IPO, back in late 2019. Okay, but let's not focus on that. Let's focus on the current levels right now. So I hope we are having some good vibes tonight. We've actually broke the record tonight for the most amount of viewers on my YouTube channel. So this is very awesome. I'm really, truly, honestly happy to see you guys all here. I don't know if you guys hear the giddiness in my voice, but I truly am. But okay, so beyond. let's use a different pivot point. Not pivot point, but anchor point here. So first impression of Beyond. Okay, first impression of Beyond, bullish. Why? Well, we're looking at descending channel. Okay, and also it seems like we might be getting a little bit of a seller exhaustion soon. Why? Well, because every single time we sell off, there's less and less volume compared to the previous sell-offs, right? And so Beyond, I would say, and I've been telling people who've been asking about Beyond that I would say Beyond below 100 is a steal. Okay, it was also a huge steal back in when everything crashed, when we hit below $50. But anything below 100 right now is very, very, very good. Okay. Hey Vivian, it's been a while. It's been a while. Good to see you. I'm glad everyone's enjoying the music. Yeah, I love this kind of chill music here, so I hope you guys are enjoying the music as well. But Beyond, yeah. So Beyond, we have support around $100. So $100 is the golden number that you guys should be always watching out for. It's the pivotal golden psychological number that everyone looks at, and it can either be a huge resistance or a huge support, right? And so far, based off the reaction today and the price action off of 100, it seems like we're using as a level of resistance. Now we do have earnings, okay? So yeah, balance sheet is pretty good. And I think the fake meat industry is going to explode. And you guys already know, right? Even fast food places and corporations are now collaborating with Beyond and Impossible Meats, for example, like Burger King, right? So, you know, as it gets more integrated into society and it becomes a little bit more normalized throughout the rest of the society here, modern society here, I think, you know, it seems like Beyond and Impossible, which I think Impossible Meat is going to be IPOing soon. I think they're both huge companies for the near-term future. Beyond, I see it above $200 per share. I mean, it did that once, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, so it went above 200 back in its early IPO hype run here, right after IPO. So I still see it coming back to $200 per share. Right now, it's just in a little bit of turmoil between sellers and buyers. But overall, this descending channel, you guys have to be watching that out, out for this specific chart pattern on Beyond. I would say a break of $100 is your entry. Okay, but if you guys want to invest, you guys can actually buy now and dollar cost average into this name. But Beyond overall, I would say great name for the long term. I would consider this also as a long-term investment as well, personally. So that should say a lot. But Beyond, very good name. Okay, OKE. Wow, I think this is also an oil name. No? Yeah. Okay. So oil name. So Kevin, I do know you're looking at oil names a lot, like Fang. So I think this also speaks large volumes here of how all these names, all these oil names specifically, are moving, right? You know, we have a nice base, right, or a flag. So this is like a nice textbook flag here, or a nice base that we built up for a couple of months, and then we break out, right? These are textbook, right? So these are the types of price action and chart patterns that you guys want to be studying. Okay, I always emphasize that you guys have to go back to the history of how things have moved on a specific name if you guys want to get comfortable with how they're moving currently, right? And so I wouldn't be surprised, right? I wouldn't be surprised if OKE here starts moving in a similar way that we saw back in July to September, right? And how do I know this? Well, based off July and September, right? So you know, history repeats, right? Price action repeats. Okay, humans repeat. So you know, everything repeats. So it's highly likely that we're gonna make a nice base here, and then eventually we can either break to the upside above 65.50, or if you guys want to have a whole number, $66. right? So OKE, great entry at $66, or a great short trade below 62.50. But if you guys want a whole number as well, below 61, right? So 61 will be a great entry to go. Not 61, 62, excuse me, would be a great trade to move to the downside. Okay, I would say OKE though, Oak is what I would say here. It's a little bit extended, but obviously I don't think, no, the RSI shouldn't be showing overextension here. Yeah, so we're right back underneath the comfortable range here between 30 and 70 of RSI. All right, so we're not overextended. I would say this is great consolidation though after a big move up. We're forming a nice range, right? We have clear levels. I love it when price starts making clear levels, especially after a nice impulsive breakout like this. So, you know, right now, Kevin, this is making a textbook bull flag. But if we start consolidating even more longer, right? Maybe the next 2 months or a month, that's a great base there, right? And we can most likely see another leg higher, maybe up to $70. Okay, Naeem Walker. I really hope I really hope that I said that name right. But correct me if you can. But Naeem Walker, BA. Let's look at your ticker symbol here, BA. So BA, I've been watching this name for a long time. My C.F.O Swing and Watch subscribers have been notified of this a few months back and a few weeks back as well about BA. And the reason why I'm so bullish on BA is that, well, let me show you guys the weekly time frame. All right, so on the weekly time frame, we have a descending channel. And if you guys look at the previous price action, do you guys see how many times that we've broken out of a descending channel? Well, there's another one right here, but 1, 2, 3 times, right? So what's not to say that BA is not going to break out again, right? I mean, just based off the price action here. And also, I think BA, I also wholeheartedly believe that BA is also undervalued at this point. I think it needs to be back above $300, to be honest. But obviously, BA has been struggling even after a lot of the COVID restrictions have been lifted off due to, you know, a lot of loss of confidence in their airplanes after those 2 fatal crashes back in 2019, I believe. 2018. But BA, great breakout above this descending level of resistance, this descending trend line. Okay, so Naeem, I got your name correct. Awesome. Okay, so BA, I think it still has a lot of room to move. Let me take the RSI off. If I go in the 2-hour time frame here, yeah. So great consolidation here. This is setting up for a nice momentum run for the next few days, next few trading days, or even for the next few weeks, since we've officially stayed above this this descending trend line. So, you know, seems like we're gearing up for a nice momentum push up, because compared to last time when we were above this descending level of resistance, where we just kind of chopped around and we stuck too close, and sellers took advantage of that, right? And it gave leeway to sellers to push the price back into the descending channel chart pattern. But this time we've fully broken out, right? And it looks like we're not trying to look back, which would be really good for bulls here. So, you know, for BA on the 2-hour time frame here that I'm looking at, I would say a break above 224-ish will be a good entry. But I am kind of worried about this rejection here around 227. So 227, that might be a new level that we might be seeing here. Okay, from this point forward. So Naeem, if you're wanting to see the price kind of consolidate for now after a nice big impulsive breakout, you can actually wait until the break of $227. But if you want to also get in early, I would say 224 is also a good break as well to the upside. But yeah, overall, daily time frame, great breakout. Yeah, so yeah, exactly. So the reason why I'm also saying it's a great momentum run here potentially, and that it has a lot more room to run, is that we can potentially come back to the 200 SMA here on the daily time frame that you guys can see here, right? This yellow line is my 200 SMA. So the 200 SMA currently right now is around 229. That's literally 7 points away, or around 6 to 7 points away from the closed price today. So that's a good move there. You might not want to miss that. So yeah, that's kind of it for BA. I'm very bullish on the long term though, right? Like I said, descending channel. We had previously 3 descending channels on the weekly time frame and the daily time frame, right? Whatever time frame you guys choose to look at it, and they've broken out every single time, right? So it's highly likely that we break out, and maybe, just maybe, we can even revisit the weekly 200 SMA. Okay. Eventually, I think we will revisit it because, first of all, the 200 SMA on the weekly time frame is curving downward, so that means the price might want to catch up to the 200 SMA before the 200 SMA catches up to the price. Okay. Long term, I would say my first profit target will be 260 to 261, as I've been touting for the past few months. Every time I've been looking at BA, and then eventually, even more long term than that, so maybe 5 to 10 years, I'll see above 300 and eventually above 400. Okay. All right, so that's it for BA. Naeem, I hope that was a little bit, at the very least, insightful. Trying my best. So if you have any questions on what I said, please ask questions, guys, on the chat. I'm always happy to answer them. I mean, literally, I want you guys to talk to me more, right? I'm a friendly guy. I'm not scary. Kevin knows this. But yeah, don't be afraid to ask questions. DM me on Instagram. I'm an open book, so especially when it comes to trading. All right, so I highly encourage you guys to ask me questions, whether it be any of the services I provide, my trading book. Oh, let me mention this. Grab my trading book if you guys haven't yet. All right, it's a great way to come back to the basics if you guys are currently a trader, and it keeps you rooted in those deep fundamental basics that you guys all should always have in the back of your head. And why am I saying this? Well, because I always go back to my book. I go back to my own book that I've written, and that should say something, right? I mean, the basics are so important, like really, really important. And if you guys ever feel like you guys are steering away from discipline, or anything else, if you guys feel like you guys are not in the groove in your trading, you guys are not hitting the previous trading edge that you guys had, go back to the basics, right? Really go back to the basics. Grab a copy of the Beginner's Trading Guide. Don't let the title deter you, right? Even if it says the Beginner Trading Guide, I even go back to it, okay? And I've been trading for nearly 5 years now, okay? And it's always good to come back to your basics. I've talked to people who traded for over a decade, and they always tell me that they're still constantly learning, and they're always going back and always seeing the basics whenever they're trading, right? The basics still apply after a decade, and even more after a decade of trading. And I'm wholeheartedly sure and 100% sure I'm going to be saying that to anyone who asks me the next 5 years of my trading life, right? And so, this is very, very important to go back to the basics. Make sure you guys check out the book. It's very, very insightful. I will leave my website here for you all. Okay, so I'll pin it here. Alright, so feel free to check out my website. And my oh my, it seems like we're still currently breaking records here on YouTube. So thank you everyone for joining this live stream. It makes it all worthwhile when you guys join. And I hope you guys are enjoying the music as well. It's lo-fi. I love lo-fi. Okay, so let's get back on track. So V. O'Brien, you told me about V here. So V, I was actually tracking this and actually kind of surprised that my alert didn't go off for V because I was looking for a break about 212 and my alerts didn't go off. But hey, you know what? It's okay. Seems like we have a nice reversal here. But here's the thing. We got a death cross. All right. But does that mean we're going to continue to go down? Well, I can't answer that for sure because, first of all, we're back above the 10 SMA, which is good, right? Short term, that's great. And then I'll be even more sure and we have more confirmation if we actually break above the 21 SMA and hold above the 21 SMA, right? And so, there's a higher probability for us to get back above the 50 and the 200 SMA if we stay above the 21 and 10. But for now, I would say $222.50 will be a potential profit target if you're in right now, Brian. But if you're not in, I would say the risks are too great right now and you'll be a little bit too late to get in. But as usual, V is also a name that follows SPY a lot. So just like Apple, it has a lot of weight in SPY. So V can see a rejection tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised. We're already rejecting off of a very close interaction with the 21 SMA. So this just tells me that maybe, just maybe, we can come back down, retest the 10 SMA, which I highly anticipated for it to do. How did I know this? Well, after years of using these SMAs, I really think that it's very, very important that you guys are comfortable with whatever technical indicator that you guys are using. For me, as SMAs, and really, it's going to be really helpful if you guys understand how they move and how they work, right? And that's the reason why I'm able to actually just confidently say that maybe, just maybe, right, that the price can come back down and hit the 10 SMA again to bounce. Why? Well, if the price comes back down and bounces on the 10 SMA, that gives us confirmation that we have an intermittent reversal here, and potentially a short-term reversal will turn into a long-term uptrend. Okay? You sold your 2022 Leafs today for 100%. Wow, that's very good. You made 100% back of your investment then. Nice. I've been seeing 100% and 100% plus percentages everywhere lately, and a lot of my subscribers have been experiencing that. So I'm very, very glad that they've been able to hit those. But congrats, man. You still have your 2024s. Keep those, because Visa is a long-term company. Okay, just like MasterCard, MA. Right, V and MA should always be in your view. Okay, especially when we have big downturns like this on V and MA. All right, but it was a great dip buy. Okay, and also a little hint. PayPal will be a great dip buy soon as well, especially if you go on underneath 200. All right, but they had their earnings today after hours, and it seems like they had, I think they had a wider loss or something. Something happened. Oh no, they had a bleak outlook for holiday transaction volume. So it seems like a lot of people won't be getting a lot of online orders for any of their holiday shopping, especially with the supply constraints and bottlenecks that we have in the economy. So yeah, so PayPal I think is a great dip buy as well. We might get that dip buy tomorrow, but V is also, well, it's always a good dip buy, like MA, okay, MasterCard. But V, keep on watching this for now. If you have 2024 Leafs, continue to have it, Brian. Great entry for those Leafs, so great job, man. But yeah, okay, let's look at Snap. Snap, I sold them for 50% today. So Snap is very, 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 very nice. Why? Well, because we've been forming this nice descending triangle bottom here, right? Obviously, a descending triangle is a bearish chart pattern. If you guys don't know what that is, please check out my book. Go on my website. It's like I said, it's a culmination. It's your one-stop shop for all the basics for that book. Okay, everything is in there. Literally everything that you need to know for the basics is all in there. All right. So make sure you guys grab a copy of our book. I don't really care if you guys are trading with options or whatever else, advanced trading, right? It doesn't matter if you're a beginner or you are an advanced trader. This book will definitely help you in many, many ways. So snap, descending triangle, right? We formed a nice bottom here. We had a huge demand zone here around 51, and that's exactly where we decided to hold. And today we reaped the rewards here, especially since I got in right on discounts, like right here. Okay, I got in on last Thursday, and I actually added more contracts as we bounced above 52. So you know, this was a really good swing trade, 2 to 3 day swing trade, and that's also actually the average days that I swing as well. For anyone that has any questions on the length and duration of my swings, so 2 to 3 days. But snap, more room. I mean, that's all I have to say. There's a lot more room. All right, 4-hour time frame still showing me that there's a lot more room. 2-hour time frame still showing me that we have a lot more room. 2-hour time frame, we see that we're forming a nice flag here, small flag, and there should be a lot more momentum as we move upwards towards my profit targets of 56 and eventually 59. And if I see even more buying volume coming in at 59, okay, even if I'm actually thinking that we're not going to see a lot more buying volume coming in, but if we do, we should actually start seeing the gap fill starting to happen right here. Okay, after this huge dump in earnings, right? Because you guys already know about Snap. They've been affected by Apple's security and privacy changes because nearly 100% of the revenue comes from, well, ads, right? If you guys have used Snapchat, you guys know there's a lot of freaking ads on there. And why? Well, because Snapchat solely depends on ads, right? Like 90%, 99% of their revenue comes from ads. And Apple's privacy changes have really hurt so far for this quarter. Quarter 2 and quarter 3, I believe. So I think Snapchat has to figure out a way to kind of, well, basically figure out a new income stream instead of really just focusing on their ad marketing and ad revenue. So, but overall, Snap, I think it's still a good buy here. Very cheap for now. Snapchat should be in the 90s, I think. In my opinion, a little bit underneath $100 per share. But Snapchat, like with every other social media name, has been on a tear, right? Ever since the pandemic here, since, well, social media companies will never be affected by COVID. Usually, they shouldn't be, since they're getting their money online. So Snapchat, potential for us to kind of revisit the 10 SMA here as we close above it, like we saw on the previous name on V. So, you know, if we come back down, I would expect 54 to hold and then bounce, and that'll be a confirmation again that we're officially in this reversal, and now we're going back to the upside. But 56 and 59 are both my long-term price targets. So Brian, hold those January 2022s. Into 56, all right? Because I wholeheartedly believe that we have enough room to go to 56 unless some negative catalyst comes out. Obviously, I can't predict that, and you can't predict that as well. So just make sure you're managing your risks on that trade. Okay, so that is it for tonight. We're crossing that 53-minute mark. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this live. I am doing another live on Wednesday as usual. So if you guys don't know, my schedule is Monday and Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for these lives. And I really thank you guys for joining me on the live today. We broke the record for how many people are on the live today. So that's amazing. I really thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for joining. I really wouldn't be able to do any of these live streams without you guys, because you guys are giving me the content to these live streams. I mean, literally, you guys are giving me the tickers to look to do technical analysis on, and so I really thank you guys all for joining. All right, so take a look at the book. Okay, I pinned my website on there. Take a look at my website. You know, just scroll through my website. You know, just enjoy my website, because I try to make sure it's really easy to navigate through as well. So yeah, check it out, especially the beginner's trading guide, like I've been telling you guys. Okay, but I'll see you guys all on Wednesday. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Thank you all for joining. Of course, you're welcome. Have a great rest of your night, guys. So I'll pray for you. I'll pray for you tomorrow. Make sure you remind me tomorrow morning in the Discord. But don't worry, I'll be watching CLF with you. Is that better for you? Of course, Vivian. Thank you for joining. Glad to have you back. Okay, I'm gonna sign off now. Good night, guys. Good luck training tomorrow. I'll see you guys all on Wednesday.